Hi guys and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing pretty much a full face of brand new products. A couple of these I have tried and everything else is new. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm very aware that my brows are a little big. I was trying to do something a little bit different. I overplucked them, so then I felt like I had to overdraw them. I don't know. I hope it just looks okay in the end. Alright, so I have some new Milani primers and a facial spray. You guys have seen me use the Milani Bright Side, I think like last month. For some reason, I feel like they're just now promoting these primers. This is the No Pore Zone primer. I want to say this is just new packaging, not a new product, but I love this. It gives a beautiful glow to the face. It makes my makeup last all day, but I wanted to try the No Pore Zone. They have different primers for different things. I think they have like a chill one, and then they have different primers for different issues. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, this is very different than what I expected. This is supposed to be a mattifying primer. Feels very greasy though. But I guess as long as it covers up these big old pores, then I have nothing to complain about. I think I'm going to go ahead and just use the Bright Side Illuminating Primer. I compared this to my Dr. Brandt Luminizer. I did like a half face, drugstore half face, high end. And I feel like it's probably not a complete dupe, but I feel like it's very comparable to that. And it feels so good on the skin. All right, primer is done. Now I think I'm going to spray my face with this Milani Supercharged Revitalizing Facial Mist. This gives a weightless hydration. It has citrus, turmeric, and ginseng extracts. You can prep your skin before makeup or just use it throughout the day for a little boost of hydration. So I was kind of intrigued by this because if you watch me, you know I'm obsessed with the Mario Badescu Aloe Cucumber and Green Tea Spray. And this has been, oh my God, there's a lash on the bottom. Not even a full lash. It's like a half of a lash. Well then. But I love that as a good hydrating facial mist. So I'm going to go ahead and give my face a spray. Ooh, that is a smell. It says hold breath during application. That is funny. I mean, I like that smell. It smells good. If you're not into the heavy fragrance like that, you probably wouldn't like it, but I don't mind it. Now I'm going to try the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. This has hyaluronic acid and squalene. But the hyaluronic acid and the squalene are what keep your face hydrated, kind of give you that moisture barrier type situation. And this is in the shade Porcelain, This looks dark for a porcelain. Ugh, it's a little dark. So it says it's supposed to have a sheer to medium coverage. It's covering up my blemishes. So to me, that is not a sheer to medium, because a sheer to medium, I'm gonna add some more. A sheer to medium would, in my opinion, would not cover up these big honkers on my face. But look at that, it's covering them right up. I like that. It's giving a really pretty glow. Definitely hydrating. Using this brush, I can see brush strokes. So I'm going to try just pounce them out. The shade is dark compared to my neck. It's definitely not an exact match. This is the lightest shade. But I feel like with CC creams, BB creams, tinted moisturizers, all those kind of products, they don't come out with a lot of shades because they're kind of skipping across the fact of calling it a foundation. So I feel like they think they can get away with less shades. This is just my theory, but I feel like it's more of a medium, definitely not a sheer, because it's definitely covered up a lot of my freckles. I mean, I can still see them a little bit, they're definitely peeking through, but the fact that they're kind of covering up my blemishes, that's crazy. I will need to drag this down my neck. Probably not a good idea to wear a white shirt with this process, but it's alright. The next product is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. I don't know much about this concealer, but I feel like with any concealer, people say it's a Shape Tape dupe, it's a Shape Tape dupe. Me personally, I've never found a Shape Tape dupe. I don't like using Shape Tape that much anymore because I feel that it is too matte for my under eyes now that I've, you know, aged, gotten older, you know what I'm saying? So this one is in the shade Fair Beige, which is their lightest shade. I feel like it is a little bit yellow for me, but I'm gonna make it work. It's blending out very, very easily. I like that. It's not super matte. You know how some concealers, you don't even have time to blend them out and they start to dry on you and you just don't have a lot of playtime. I feel like you got a little bit of playtime with this, which is nice. It's a nice consistency. It's not overly thick. I'm gonna let it dry down a little bit just to see if I can get a little bit more of a full coverage under there. So the next products, powder. I've had this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear powder for, I feel like, a month or two. I didn't do a review on it. There's just a lot of things that were going on. After I got this powder, I tried it off camera, and then I feel like by the time I wanted to do a review on it, people probably weren't that interested in it, but I love this powder. I got mine on Amazon when it kind of first came out and first launched. But I love this as an under eye setting powder. I think it's beautiful. It gives really good coverage, and dare I say, that I feel like you get more coverage than the new Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Powder Foundation. I love the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation as a setting powder on my face. I have used it underneath of my eyes. But in my review that I didn't find it to give me that coverage like a MAC Studio Fix or Far From the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation, which is my favorite powder foundation. But I do love it as a setting powder because it does give you a really nice filtered look, blurring effect, that kind of stuff. I'm going to lightly set this with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. And for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know that I can probably say that the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation is probably my favorite drugstore foundation. So when they had come out with this powder, I'm like, oh yes, I've got to get my hands on it. And I really, really do like it. I'm going to use this new Milani cream blush. This is in the shade Coral Crush. It's their Cheek Kiss cream blushes. This looks very springtime and summery to me. Wow, that looks pretty pigmented. So I just want to go in slightly, like a little bit. I don't want to overdo it because it seems like it's really pigmented. Oh, that is such a pretty color. I love corals. You see me trying to tap it off. Oh. That seems like a lot. Oh God, please blend. So it seems to blend. It does. It seems like, just like a lot of cream products, the thing that's intimidating at first is if you feel like you put too much on and then you can't, you're afraid you can't blend it out. But I feel like cream products are so forgiving that, if you get a little heavy-handed, you're okay. You're okay. I couldn't find any new bronzers. The only new bronzers that I found were, I think there was an Hourglass bronzer, and then, oh, I can't remember the other one, but they were both high-end products, and I just wasn't trying to buy a lot of high-end stuff. However, I did get the new OFRA Good to Go Mini Mix palette in my BoxyCharm this month. This is their collaboration that they did with BoxyCharm, and it is so cute, so pretty. This is supposed to be like, oh, my nose itches. This is supposed to be pretty much almost a full face in this little palette. I couldn't think of the word. But you get some eyeshadows, a bronzer, a blush, and then a highlight. So before I dip into that, I'm going to set a little bit of my face with the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. Oh my god, that concealer creases so bad. Holy shit, my under eye looks terrible. I know it cannot be that powder because I've used that powder numerous times underneath of my eyes. Wow, I don't know about that concealer. I'm actually going to take some of this Fenty Beauty under there, even though I don't want to do that because now my under eyes are going to be so freaking heavy, but that was terrible. Just gonna move on. Just gonna move on. So now I'm going to take this bronzer shade down here. So I went super light-handed, and it's blending really well. It doesn't look super orange on me. Even for my fair complexion, I mean, I can get away with it, I think. I'm going to try the blush shade in here too, because why not? Okay. All right. That's pretty. Oh, I like that. Now for highlight, I know that I have the highlighter in this palette, but I also got the Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. This is in the shade Supreme Rose Beam. And I finger swatched this and it was like, holy cajolies. So let me go ahead and try this. I feel like it gives a little bit of a lilac type of color to it. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I'll do like this side with the Catrice. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay. I like that. Let me use the other side with the OFRA, and I'm just going to do more of the lighter shades in it. Okay, well, OFRA came to play. Wow. Which, I mean, I have that OFRA Beverly Hills highlighter, so I know they can be blinding. They're highlighters. Super, super highlighty. If you like highlighter, you're gonna like these. All right, so now I'm going to take some more of that Milani facial mist. All right, now I'm gonna use some of these eyeshadows. I'm going to dip into this shade. Wow, that blended like no effort, which is always really nice. And there isn't a lot of kickback when dipping into it. I really want to dip into that aqua, but I think I'm actually just going to use this shade right here. I'm going to take some on my finger, then just put it on my eye. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to take a little bit of that bronzer shade, just put it on the outside, outer corner. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of this shade and just kind of blend right above my crease, just kind of blend these shades together. I'm going to take some of that first shade on the outer corner here and on the inner corner, kind of leaving a little bit in the middle open because I feel like that's where I'm going to put that beautiful aqua shade. I'm going to take a little bit of the highlighter with a little bit of the aqua and pop it on my inner corner. I'm trying to think what shade I didn't use. I think I want to take some of this and pop it on my waterline. Did I use every shade? No, I didn't use this shade, but I used every other shade. I think that's pretty good, right? Maybe I can just take some of that shade and we could really go in here. And then I can claim I used every shade in this palette. What's up, OFRA? Every shade, every shade. I don't have new brow products or new lip products. So I'm gonna pop some lashes on and put some lips on, and then I will be back to let you know how I really feel about some of these products. Okay guys, so here is the final look. I realized off camera that I had taken this shade on the inner corner of my eye, so I did end up using that shade. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I took this shade on the inner part of my eye, which I actually like better. So I went over this shade on that inner part to give it more of that pop. But I don't know. I couldn't remember if I had used that shade, and apparently I did. But I do like the way that my makeup turned out, other than being able to still kind of see my little blemish spots. My skin looks healthy, glowy, dewy, fresh. Of course, that's with the help of the highlighter as well, but I love the way that the highlighters have really just given a more, you know, youthful glow to the skin. So as for the primers, I told you guys in the beginning, I love this primer, especially since I do have dry skin. Due to me using retinol, it's making it a little more dry. So I love using this under my makeup. I don't know. I'm still wondering about this. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the texture of it. I like my Benefit Professional. I don't know. That's kind of my ride or die when it comes to covering my pores. So I don't know. But again, they do have different primers for different skin types. So I would check them out. The foundation, I actually love the way that the foundation initially made my skin look. It made it look healthy, fresh, glowy, just everything I just said before. I'm not crazy about the shade. I think they only have like 6, 8 something shades. I feel like they could do a little bit better. Again, I know when it comes to BB creams, CC creams, tinted moisturizers, all that kind of stuff, they tend to get away with less shades because they're supposed to be for more skin shades. So for somebody who's really fair like me, this is going to be a little dark, but I do think it's more than a sheer medium. It's definitely not a full coverage, but I feel like it's somewhere between a medium, a little more than a medium. So far, so good. I really do like this tinted hydrator. As for the blush, I like the blush. I'm into cream products lately. I like a good cream blush, cream bronzer moment. Again, this is more spring, summery when it comes to the shade, but as far as the texture, blendability, the pigmentation, I like it. Powders I had already talked about. I love both of these. They both kind of give me a little bit of a different feel when it comes to coverage, but I think they're both really pretty powders, and I feel like whichever way you go, if you go drugstore to high end, I think you'll be happy. Again, I have a full review on the Fenty Beauty, so go check that out if you're more interested in this product. Oh, the concealer. I don't know about this. I'm willing to give another shot. When I'm doing a first impression type of video, I like to give it more than one shot. And that's because I feel like I can find ways to work with products. So I definitely want to try this again, but the actual first impression, I'm not that impressed. Like at first it looked good and then it just went downhill when it came to creasing. Maybe, again, the powder was to blame. I would just be really surprised at that considering I've used that powder for, I want to say, over a month and I haven't had any issues with it. So I will try it again and see if I can work with it. The Catrice highlighter, I love it. The shade threw me off at first, but I love the glow. It's not shimmery. It doesn't emphasize texture or pores or anything. It's a good highlighter. Oh, the facial spray. Nothing special about it. I feel like it does kind of give you a nice hydration. It doesn't leave the skin tacky or anything like that. The smell kind of gets you at first. This is just something I have to kind of play around with too. But first impression of it, I like it. Probably the star of the show today was the OFRA mini palette. What do they call this? The Good to Go mini mix palette in collaboration with BoxyCharm, but you can get it on their website. It's not only available in the BoxyCharm. I love a good highlighter. I think the highlighter is amazing, just like the Beverly Hills, which is basically the same thing. I think this is around $39, but you get a bronzer, a blush, a highlight, and then the eyeshadows for 39 bucks. I really, really like this palette. If I was to recommend anything from what I used today, it would definitely be this. If you want another good drugstore highlighter, get your hands on the Catrice Supreme Rose Beam. I still love my Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear powder, plus it's affordable and it is really, really, really good. And if you're up to try a foundation, where did my foundation go? Right here. If you're up to trying an affordable, they don't call it a foundation. Excuse me, let me try that again. If you want to try an affordable tinted hydrator, then I would give this a shot. All right, guys, so that is it for this first impression video. I hope you liked it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next one. Thanks for watching.